What were weird myths you thought about sex as a kid? I was not aware of the vagina having an access to an inside before I hit puberty, so I thought sex was, well, anal, and that birth was basically shitting a baby out. So anytime I was having a hard time with number 2 in the bathroom, I would try to motivate myself that I'm basically practicing the painful childbirth and that it could be so much worse. In elementary, a kid asked me if I knew what a condom was. I went ahead and described a nicotine patch. I had no clue what ejaculation was in 5th grade, so either the thing went in and stayed there for like the whole night, 7 hours or something, then the baby appeared. Whoever tried harder would determine the gender of the baby. Edit. I've been on Reddit for I don't know how long, but I never thought this comment would be the one to do it for me. Thanks y'all. Be safe. That you just put your dick inside a woman and then the sperm starts flowing continuously, like pee. Oh, and that you actually have to push the sperm out yourself, like pee. You learn to do that when you get old enough, and that involuntary ejaculations during night happen only a few times until you learn to ejaculate yourself. That, since I have only one sibling, that meant my parents only did it 2 times. My sister thinks sex is 2 people laying naked on top of each other and talking about marriage. You will go blind by masturbating. Thanks to my wife for helping me by typing this. Sex lasts all night. Like you go into bed and then it is happening until sunrise. When I was really young, I thought a vagina was shaped like a perfect cylindrical hole. This was before sex ed, of course. Definitely thought blowjob was literal, like she blows into it like a kazoo. Was racked with guilt about masturbation and wet dreams because of all the babies. I had a friend who thought the same about peeing. Also, sex freaked me out because I thought she had like a tube or something in her vagina that was supposed to go in my penis hole. I had to. My friend in elementary told me that your testicles were the actual seed, so you basically had to pass a walnut-sized object through your penis when you had 6, and you only had 2 shots. I was terrified for a while. I also legit thought the vagina was in the front, like the penis, until I was probably 8 or so. When I started masturbating, I thought if I kept doing it, my testicles would shrink to nothing. I thought women just got pregnant at a certain age. Whenever I pictured 2 people having sex, I imagined the guy doing the worm on top of a woman. As a kid, I thought kissing on the lips made babies, and apparently so did a lot of other people. The guy stuck it in there and just kinda stayed there until the baby was made. Didn't know about the whole thrusting thing. I thought you literally could not have sex before marriage. It couldn't happen. The vagina would reject the penis like water and oil. I thought sperm were the size of tadpoles. I thought they shot out and filled up the condom like a water balloon and you would be able to see and hear them slithering and wriggling around. Needless to say, I was scared of sexual maturity for a while. All pubic hair is dark, regardless of hair color, even though I myself am light-haired. I heard about sheepskin or lambskin condoms when I was a kid, and for some reason imagined a guy wrapping one of my rabbit pelts around his dick and trying to get that into a woman. Never occurred to me they'd just use the skin and not the whole hide. Fully thought if you had sex in vagina it would be a girl, and up the bum would be a boy. I thought gay people had sex by bumping their buds together. When guys get hard-ons, it was because it filled with sperm, and if a guy couldn't get hard it meant he had no sperm. When I was 14 I thought anal sex was when a guy just fucked your butt crack, like literally just sliding his dick between the cheeks without ever entering any hole, and I was so confused. I thought any TV show I saw that wasn't a cartoon, or at least the majority of them, were entirely sex-related movies or shows. Because anytime I would ask my parents to watch them, they would say I wouldn't understand. And they also said that whenever I asked about sex-related things, so I grouped it all together that anything that my parents told me I'd understand when I'm older was entirely about sex. I thought titty fucking was pushing your dick into a nipple one at a time, back and forth. I didn't know a vagina existed. I never had the talk. Basically I thought that girls had nothing there and that to pee, a penis would come out of their butthole. I genuinely thought that until a friend showed me naked girls on the internet. I thought that it was a painful experience and that it was actually not that simple to make a baby. There was a joke in primary school that went along the lines of Q. How many animals can you get into a girl's fanny? A. 1 cock, 2 bulls, and as many hairs as you like. This confused me for some time. I thought penises grew pubic hair on their tip, like a lion's tail. I also thought all doggy style sex was anal sex. I thought oral sex was literally oral, as in, talking dirty. I was so shocked to learn the truth. I always thought homosexual meant that you like to have sex at home. I was trying to sound cool at summer camp when I was around 12, so I told everyone I was homosexual. All of the girls started hanging out with me, and I thought all the guys were avoiding me because they were jealous. Realized my mistake later in the summer and never went back to that camp or talked to anyone there again. Masturbation will make you go blind. My 4/5 grade teacher who was 80 years old. When I was a freshman in high school, an older male friend told me a man's penis could burst if he didn't empty out his sperm often enough and got too backed up. I heard the word lesbian for the first time at camp when I was 8, and when I asked what it meant I was told that it was a girl who sleeps in a bed with other girls. I took that to heart and understood the word as a negative, so I was pretty uncomfortable with sharing beds at sleepovers for a while. Also, when she was little, someone I went to high school with believed that a woman became pregnant when a married couple put forth a formal wish to God for a baby after a long time of begging her parents to give her a new sibling. They gave her the good news, she didn't believe them and made them wish out loud in front of her for a baby. Her mom had twins and she thought it was her fault for making them wish a second time. My parents were very open about sex and taught me about it when I was 4. Of course at 4 it doesn't all make sense. So I thought women only had one hole to do everything. I also thought that boys had periods when I was 7 or so. I got a cut in my ass. I needed a shit and accidentally cut my ass, wound in the process. When I went to flush I saw the blood and told my dad that I was on my period. He was obviously confused. Edit. Thanks for the likes. Let's try get to 10k. This is the most popular post I've made by far. I thought that sex was about getting naked in bed and rolling around in the sheets. I'm gonna explain to those replying to me. When I was a kid, my mom handed a book from the government which explained a lot of things. It showed a man and a woman naked, but with their parts covered in pubic hair. A lot of pubic hair. I thought that was disgusting. But one day, I would have to have sex. So I thought, if when I sleep I wake up in a different position, if I got naked and slept with my partner, after rolling around in the bed I would eventually have sex. This way, I wouldn't have to come close to that disgusting pubic hair. I thought I was dying during my first orgasm, because the church tells you you're not supposed to touch yourself. I even started crying, but I didn't tell anyone, lol. I thought eating a lot of food until you got fat got you pregnant. This was reinforced when people said they have a food baby. Edit. I used to go to chubby people and ask if I can hear their tummy. Edit 2. Thank you for the upvote, sweet people. Twins are a result of having sex with a pregnant woman. I thought eating a watermelon seed would get me pregnant. When I was in 6th grade I thought busting a nut actually meant my nuts actually exploding. Be sure to like and subscribe for more reading Reddit videos. Thanks, bye. Be sure